All right, guys, so they failed on the last spearfishing trip, but I brought them here. They're where I took them last time. There's just not a lot of Kole. So this is like my Kole spot. I know they're here. I know they're dumb. I know they're big. But check this out, guys. We're gonna walk down here to the spot. Look at, this is my dad. Look at that. Wetsuit on.
What are those?
How am I even related? What is the deal? Anyways,
Hey, I'm smarter than you.
we're looking for Kole. We'll see you guys in the water.
So we had a pretty long debate there on the rocks on how rough the ocean actually was. I thought it was fine. My brother's a surfer, definitely does not like big waves up against rocks. So eventually I convinced the two of them to get in, and there were fish everywhere. But they were struggling. They were struggling just being in the water, in the surge, in the swell. I was like, watch this. I'm gonna go down to the bottom. This is all you have to do. So that's this dive right there. Swim down to the bottom. Kole, no problem, easy, done.
That's it. That's all you gotta do.
As a beginner diver out here in Hawaii, I find one of the hardest skills for you guys is to identify your fish. And these guys were having that exact same problem. Go and learn your fish before you come out here and go spearfishing.
See the ones that look like Kole, but they're black? They're just black.
I thought Koles were black.
Yeah, but they don't have a yellow eye. The yellow eyes are the Koles.
What's always weird about these Hawaii fish is they all look like aquarium fish, but some of those aquarium fish are delicious and some of those aquarium fish are just aquarium fish. So I gave JT the pole spear, pointed him in the right direction. Look at the poor angles here. Spearfishing is so much about maximizing your angles and getting a high percentage shot. You can see how he's always shooting down at a fish, and that's a really small target. If you just went all the way down to the bottom and then shot across, all those fish present much better targets and you do way better. You can see how he's got the time to stay down there, but he didn't go all the way to the bottom. If he just went all the way to the bottom, that other 2 feet, he would have had way, way better shot opportunities. Unfortunately, these guys were not having a good time. They wanted to go in, and I was like, let me go real quick. I'll get you guys some more Koles for dinner. Stay tuned because we're gonna cook up a couple Koles on the beach, and then we're gonna jump back in the water the next day, and that is when they're really gonna come into their own and kill fish. When there's a little bit of surge and you're trying to get out of the water, try and take your time and pick a nice spot. You know, pick a spot that looks like it's got sheer wall right up to like a nice flat spot that you can just kind of hop up and get out of the water. And then the key is to not linger there. Don't be a lingerer. Get out of there. Get out of the water, pull your fins off if you left them on, and then move out of the way of the white water. You know, Justin or somebody's told me over the years, like if it's wet, like do not hang out right there. That is not a safe zone. You know, if it's wet there at all, get right up and go to the dry zone. And that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna throw my spear or if I'm just gonna hold on to it as I kind of jump out of the water. If you've got a float, a lot of times I'll just throw that weight and then I'll just come in with the weight, and all those fish and your guns and your fins and everything you want can be attached to your float, and then you can just hop right out of the water.
Kole cooking over the open fire. Sun is down. This is what Hawaii is all about right here. What do you think, Pops?
It looks good, man. Looks good.
How many did you kill?
A few. I killed them all.
You almost killed one, bro.
Yeah.
No, that was Dad.
Are
Dad
we
almost.
talking rocks or fish?
What do you think, bro?
A little burnt. What the hell happened?
So
Oh, it tastes like charcoal.
I burned them a little bit. I burned them. It's not usually a problem, but I definitely burned them. Here you go, Dad. That was not awful.
Pretty good out here in the wilderness. 2 more beers, it all tastes the same. 6 more beers.
6 more beers?
Yeah.
They're pretty burnt. I've never burned them this bad. I've done this 100 times and I've never come out with that. Usually it's the opposite problem. Usually it's really hard to get them cooked enough. I'm gonna try not to.
I see the potential though.
I think I'm gonna need another beer.
Through all the charcoal, I can taste a little bit of fish, you know?
We gotta have with beers. Beers are the key.
Look at that.
These are officially the worst Kole I've ever made. What you got?
Not bad, not bad. Got some meat there.
Oh, yeah, it's actually edible.
That's
wow. Much better.
Pops, What do you got?
I don't know, we gotta give it a try here. Pretty tasty. Let's try this fin.
You just eating the whole thing, man. Bones, everything. It's not something I pictured you eating.
Pretty cool, man. Fish fried on the beach. Love it.
Right there, guys. Sun is set. Coles are cooked. Time for a Kole and a beer. We'll see you guys tomorrow. I don't know what we're doing, but diving fishing somewhere.
So the next day we took the boat and we charged way south to another little area that I kind of like, where I was hoping we could find some more of these king coles. And you can really see the difference in these guys after 3 days in the water. Look at my brother swimming around. I mean, he's swimming, he's almost sort of aiming, he's taking his time. He looks relatively comfortable down there. You can see these duck dives are still pretty bad. They're still getting some bubbles out of the mast there, still not quite there, but this is probably 30, 35 feet here. And he's cruising on down there, nice and easy, moving really slow, kind of aiming, kind of looking around, and you can see how far he's progressed in 1 week. And guys, if these guys can do it, I promise anybody can. One of the things I highly recommend you beginners work on is your water entry. You know, you can save a lot of energy and set yourself up for a really nice dive early on if you really perfect that water entry. You don't need a buddy. You can go out there in your pool. You can just do that entry. Anywhere you are, just do a million of those little entries and make it really nice and smooth. And you can perfect that without anybody around and no worries. And that's another great tool to add to your dive that you can keep forever. You can see my brother's down there. He kind of really likes to miss the fish and then flip them off. I don't know if they can see him flip them off or what the deal is there, but you can see this real lack of aiming. It's almost like, I swear, he's trying not to hit these fish. So he's diving really well, he's hunting really well, but he's still not quite hitting them. You can see again here this kind of crazy duck dive. You can see kicks with the fins out of the water. That's a big no-no. I mean, it's not gonna work. You're kicking air. You know, if you do that breaststroke earlier in your duck dive, you'll get your fins down below the surface of the water and then you'll get more propulsion. Here, he almost had it. I thought this was the one, clipped it, had him on for a few minutes, and then he fell off. Finally, the dive you guys have all been waiting for. Finally, my brother makes it happen. And I have never worked this hard in my entire life to get anybody to shoot a fish. But you can see right here how far he's come. He's down here on the bottom, he's putting that left hand, he's placing it so he can secure himself and really control where he's going. And see that again, that left hand goes down, moves around nice and slow, and actually aims and hits a fish. It was a freaking miracle. I could not believe it.
Got one.
Heck yeah, man! Holy crap!
And the real miracle of the whole trip is my dad. You know, I was absolutely stunned to see him down here hunting, looking like he knows what the heck he's doing, looking like he's spent a little bit of time in the ocean, moving around at 30 feet. Look how slow he's moving. He's down there, he's hiding, he's tucking in, he's spinning that gun around. He's hunting, he's an underwater hunter. And it was just astounding to me to see him come this far in just a week, but really only 3 days of diving. Just astounding. And like I said before, anybody can do this sport. Get your equalization down, practice your snorkeling as much as you can, and you can go out here and you can get yourself dinner. This is something, again, that I see beginners doing constantly, where they don't quite go to the bottom. They go 2 feet off the bottom and they sit there and they hover. And see that left hand, see how it's flailing around? That's scaring everything around. If he put that left hand on the reef, he could way easier control what he was doing down there. And this is it, guys. After a week of me being afraid to put a weight belt on my dad because I literally thought he was going to drown snorkeling right in front of me, he's down here, he's hunting on the reef, he's planting his body, he's taking aim, he's picking out a fish, and he's freaking hitting it. And I could not believe it. I could not believe how far either of these guys came. And again, I've said it multiple times here, but I promise you, anybody can do this sport. Put the time in, practice the equalization, and work on that snorkeling.
Yes! Did you see the aiming, bro? He took his time and he freaking aimed, and he killed it. This is dinner. All right. This is King Kole. I am the best spearfishing guide in the world. Okay, I made the impossible happened today. After an entire week, we got them fish in Hawaii. Woohoo! You!
Did it.
That was pretty insane. I've never worked harder for fish in my entire life. Pretty sick. Some kind of little uhu. Not sure if he's quite big enough. Nice King Kola is there. Heck yeah. First fish ever.
I went down there, I followed Ryan Meyer's expeditions videos. I went down there and I waited for the fish to come along and I shot him.
I just dive bombed and espedoed and aguadoed and the thing just came out and I just closed my eyes and pulled the trigger.
We got a long hike back. We'll see you guys back at the kitchen. Super long day, but we made it home and we took that mahi from the other day and I turned it into Chick Fil A fish sandwich. Dad, take your first bite. This is the only thing anybody wants to have when they come here.
It's awesome, man. It's awesome. It's light, flaky.
That's pretty great, right?
Tastes like Chick Fil A.
It's the best thing ever. Chick Fil A, right?
Oh man, forget the Kool-Aid, forget the octopus, this is where it's at. Call me a Hallie kid, I don't care.
Guys, I've done the Chick Fil A a million times. You guys have known that. I'll put that link down below. If you haven't seen that recipe, that video, go do that. I encourage anybody in the world, anywhere you are, to make yourself a fish sandwich just like this. Unbelievable trip with my dad and my brother. Sam's coming home tomorrow. I apologize for the lack of videos, but we're gonna have a ton coming out for you soon. If you guys aren't subscribed, make sure you do that right now. Like this video if you haven't. Let us know what you think down below, and we will see you next time right here on Ryan Meyer's Expeditions.